Welcome once again to Cougar News. I'm Shane Simmons.
And I'm Samantha Tiki. Fans of IUK Cougar athletics will soon have a bigger and better place to enjoy the game. Corson has a scoop on the recent decision that will give IU Cougar athletes and their fans a permanent home court.
You may be wondering where I am. Truth is, I'm in downtown Kokomo at Memorial Gym, the future home of Cougar athletics. I'm standing in a swimming pool right now, but soon it will be the new basketball court, which is going to be home to women's volleyball and men and women's basketball. Recently, I had a chance to sit down with Mike Wade, the Director of Operations for Kokomo Center Schools, to talk about this historic project that will not only change this pool, but also Cougar athletics for years to come.
Well, my name is Mike Wade. I work for Kokomo Center Schools, Director of Operations, and deal with classified HR.
I asked Mike to give us a little history about this historic venue.
Great facility. You know, it's one of the largest facilities in Indiana and even the United States for high school basketball. And you know, the area that we're going to be renovating for IUK is the old swimming pool area. It's still connected, so you kind of have that prestige there, but it's going to be converted into a gymnasium and gives them a place that they're going to be able to call home. So we're excited about working with them.
Why does the Memorial Gym Aquatic Center seem to be such a perfect fit for our home court?
Well, I think it's just the thought of utilizing the space and for a great purpose. You know, I know when we look around where IUK groups have had to practice and play and things haven't been ideal, and the coaches have had to work extra hard, and recruiting has been extra difficult. And now when they can bring people there and they can show them this is our home, here's where we'll be practicing, here's where we'll be playing our games, here's where we'll be playing our matches. You know, I think that they felt like that was just going to be a great fit. The mayor and the interim chancellor and our superintendent all came together, and their real goal was to get a lot of people wanting to come to downtown Kokomo. And I think with Memorial Gym, with doing this, it gives IUK the place where they can practice, a place where they can leave their equipment, a place where they can have their home games, and you know, they're not driving all over the county trying to do that. So we're excited about it and looking forward to providing them that opportunity.
What renovations will be made to finally make this dream a reality?
Well, a lot goes into it. You know, a lot of agreements and contracts and leases signed. But what will happen is they will fill in the old swimming pool area with a fill and concrete on the top, and they'll put a nice wood floor on top of it and be a collegiate-sized floor. So the bleachers will go in. They'll have the scoreboards in, a new HVAC system, so it'll be an air conditioned on that side. They'll have their coaches' offices. They'll have locker rooms and a big storage room. So, you know, the space itself is not huge, but it's going to be a good size amount, and they're going to have a place that they can call home.
There you have it. IU Kokomo is not the only one excited about this project, so is the whole city. In a building full of memories, hopefully the Cougars can add to that. With Cougar News, I'm Corson Steiner.
More information on IU Cougar athletics can be found online at iukcougars.com.
Early education provided by a parent or other adult is important to a child's development. John has more on the IU Kokomo Center for Early Childhood Education and what they are doing to prepare children to succeed in school.
This is Jonathan Rogers for Cougar News. The Center for Early Childhood Education, located on the corner of LaFountain and Lincoln, can be a great resource for students with children or students that have younger siblings. I recently spoke with Center Director Dr. Marilyn Skinner about what resources are available to IUK students.
We do three things actually. One is a newsletter that we will send to your home that gives you a lot of ideas about what you might do with your child and things that are going on in the community that you might want to take your children to. Secondly, we have a program we call Totes for Tots. It's a canvas bag with usually 5 or 6 books in it and several toys that are educational toys that might be teaching them colors or numbers or how to string beads, that sort of thing. And we do that on a monthly basis, so every month you're getting a new tote with new books and new toys in them. And we do make them for the age of your children, so it doesn't matter what age your children are. You would get a tote for each child that would be developmentally appropriate for that child. And then the third thing we do is we have a big activity room here at the center, and you or your wife or grandparents or next door neighbor, we don't care who brings the children, it's just that an adult has to come with the children. And they can come and play anytime between 10 in the morning and 5 in the afternoon, and they can stay as long as they want to. But the whole idea is that the adult is the teacher for that child, and our stress is that parents are first teachers, but we know many times a parent turns that role over to a grandparent or someone else. But again, the toys are appropriate for different ages, so it wouldn't matter whether you had a brand new baby or whether you had a 5-year-old. There would be activities within that big activity room that would be appropriate for those children.
Is there something that you would like to see done or changed at IU Kokomo? Next up is Corey asking students what grinds their gears.
Here at IUK, we care about our student needs. But more importantly, we ask the question, what grinds your gears?
Tutors are like the big thing. Like there's not very many tutors in the like for certain classes and stuff. Like they only have like one Spanish tutor, and he can't always meet with people. The construction right now also is causing a lot of issues for studying. Like I was worried about my geology test, and that caused issues with all the construction because TV lounge room can't do anything in there because all the vibrations and everything.
Right now, I can't pick up my books ever. Like it seems like every time I go to the bookstore, it's closed, so I don't know. That bothers me.
I guess the only problem with IUK right now is it's getting so big that class sizes are filling up too quickly, and it kind of makes it difficult for people if they miss a date to get into a class, and they get set back a little bit. So that's the only problem I find.
I guess the main problem that I have with IUK right now is parking. I would say our campus has grown really big. We got a lot of record numbers of students, but we have increased parking, and I think it's hard sometimes to find parking spots that are, you don't have to walk, a long way to get to where you're going. So that's my only issue right now, I think, with IUK.
So there we have it. Even at the best campus, there's always room for improvement. And now we know what grinds your gears. With Cougar News, I'm Corey West.
All kids have big dreams growing up, whether they want to be an astronaut, police officer, or a professional athlete. But some want to make a living with music. Most people lose sight of these childhood dreams once they grow older, but some strive for those dreams their whole life. Jared Adams, a student at IU Kokomo, is a rapper who has had a passion for music since he was a young child. Jared is known as J.A. by many, and I was able to sit down and find out what keeps him striving for success.
My name is Jared Adams, also known as J.A. I was 6 years old when I found out I had a passion for music. I was introduced to hip-hop by my brothers, Notorious B.I.G., and some other great rappers, and from then on, piano lessons, saxophone, drums, all of that, but hip-hop was a major part of my life, and from then on I continued rapping.
I found out where J.A. produces his music.
The main majority of projects where I record at is Whisper Studios with Jeremy Mang. Jeremy is from Anderson, but he's located here in Kokomo, and we've had a close relationship in such a little time, and it's a great studio. He's a great friend. When I'm in the studio, I feel like I'm at home. I can express myself more and pour my heart and soul in my music. I'm just relaxed.
J.A. described the highlight of his young career.
I'd have to say the most special moment of my career is when I've been on the road and touring with Mickey Fax. He just got signed to Jive Records, and opening for him and seeing how he performs and how he gets the crowd engaged with his music has been something exceptional to me, and I love every moment of it.
J.A. describes the similarities of being a musician and a college student.
For being a student, you have to pay attention in class, have to work hard, and your ultimate goal is getting your degree, and the same as music. My ultimate goal is almost like a degree, to be known with my music.
What advice would you give to someone who has a big dream?
I tell them to listen to their heart and listen to God. The key to success is staying to yourself and working hard. I have a saying called STAR Squad. It stands for striving to achieve real success. So whatever you think is real, that's all that matters to you. You succeed and go for it,
Will IU Kokomo get to see their own J.A. perform?
Hopefully we can get some connections, and hopefully we can bring a concert there, and hopefully you might see J.A. this year on stage for IUK.
You can download J.A.'s mixtape at theofficialja.com. You can also follow J.A. on Twitter @TheRealJA.
The tragic events at Sandy Hook Elementary have shed light on campus security and what students, faculty, and staff should do if something were to happen on our campus. But are we really aware of what we should do in the event of a campus emergency? I spoke with some students and asked them if they knew of IUK's emergency action plan.
With the hectic schedule of college, the possibility of an intruder on IUK's campus may not cross the minds of most students.
But did you know that IUK has a plan in the event of an emergency on campus? I asked some IUK students if they knew of the current emergency action plan.
No, I haven't been instructed. In the case that somebody came onto campus, I'm not really sure what I would do.
I have not been given like formal instructions on what to do if there's an emergency or an intruder, or a threat, or something like that.
No, don't know what the IUK plan is at all.
I have not been instructed on what to do should there be a shooter or anything. I'm not sure what the procedure for that would be.
I think I remember getting an email about it. I don't think it actually gave like instructions though. It was just talking about the Connecticut shootings, and it basically said that we do have highly trained officers to help us out in the event of an intruder, but it didn't actually give directions on what to do.
From my interviews, I discovered that not many students know of IU Kokomo's emergency action plan, its details, or where to find it. This could be a major problem if something were to happen on campus.
I met with Officer Jerry Williams, interim chief of the IU Kokomo Police Department, to find out how students could learn about IUK's emergency action plan. Officer Williams highly recommends that every student take the time to review the plan. The plan can be found by visiting IUK's homepage and typing Emergency Action Plan in the search box. The first result that appears is the Emergency Action Plan.
The action plan, which can be printed or downloaded as a PDF, contains tips for prevention and emergency planning, and is an excellent resource that will prepare students to stay safe during an emergency.
It is also recommended that students visit protect.iu.edu/police/active-shooter. This site includes a step-by-step video guide titled Run, Hide, Fight. Once again, it is encouraged that students take the time to read IU Kokomo's Emergency Action Plan. Also remember to visit protect.iu.edu/police/active-shooter and watch the video Run, Hide, Fight. We owe it to ourselves and others at IUK to be prepared in the event of an emergency.
If you have any questions or concerns about campus safety, please contact the Indiana University Kokomo Police Department by calling 765-455-9432. You can also stop by their office located at the Kelly Center in room 240. In campus news, student government elections are approaching. You can run for student body president, student body vice president, student athletics and wellness board director, student union board director, and senator. Applications are available in the Student Activities Office, room KC210, and they are due no later than March 1st at 5 p.m. Official rules are in the application. For more information, contact the Student Activities Office.
That's it for this episode of Cougar News at IU Kokomo. Thanks for watching.
Be sure to tune in next time for more stories about what's going on around our campus.
For Cougar News, I'm Shane Simmons.
And I'm Samantha Tiki. See you next time.